welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media, and I want to start joining in with Meg at Chasing Retro with her Ready Set Stash. It gives some prompts, which helps me when I don't know what to do, and also I need to do some mask making. She started this like 2 months ago, September, October, and November, and I kind of feel behind, even though she said you could start it at any time. So I went ahead and I printed out all 3 pages, and I think I'm going to cut them all up and put them in a bowl and just pick them out. If there's any in here that I just really don't want to do, I'm not even going to put them in the bowl, just to be clear. So because they're right, like, I don't want to do bead dangles on camera. That's all. Well, paper clips I could do, but I just did paper clips like last week, so you know, something like that. In the yearbook ephemera, I don't think I'd be doing that, but, or I actually don't have to cut them up, but I could pick from all 3 months. That's all. It's just, I might pick from November, I might pick from September, October, but I do realize that it is November, and I have not figured out which one I want to do, and it feels overwhelming, so I am going to cut them up. Alright, so I have a pile that I'm not putting in the bowl because I just don't want to do those. Those are not ones that I would pick. I mean, at least not right now. I'll save them because someday I might want to, but at this point in time, I have so much stuff that I need to use, and bringing out more stuff that I haven't even, it's not on my radar at the moment. So I've got this little pile of stuff, and I have this bowl which has this stuff in it, but it's okay. We'll just take that out for a second and just kind of have them upside down. I'm not even going to fold them or anything. I'll just pull one out. I'm not looking. You'll just have to trust me on that. I don't know. What's this one? There's 2 here. Are there 2 here? I don't know. You have to tell me because I'm not looking. Yes, there's 2. I can't get them apart. There we go. Alright, so what are we mask making today? Masterboards. I didn't want that one, but that's okay. I'll do it anyway because, ironically, what's sitting next to me is my overflowing box of scraps. This is also the next project that I need to work on. But I don't know how much fun watching me do masterboards is, especially if I get all, sometimes I get a little bit, what's the word? What is the word I want? So, it just feels boring sometimes. Like, why would anybody want to watch me make masterboards? All I'm doing is gluing stuff down. It's probably more fun if I just glue down random stuff than if I'm actually trying to do stuff well. Alright, this is stuff to go in my finished ephemera because I finished that green journal nice, happily. Also, I need some bases. It's all about that base. It's not all about that base, but it's helpful to have some bases. So bases for your ephemera could be anything. In fact, mine might just be straw paper because that's what's next to me. And that's finished. So I am just gonna start. So this is my container for scraps. It is full. Plus I have another basket that's not supposed to be a container for scraps. That is containing scraps. So I need to get down my scraps, and so this is one way to do it. I did see the notebooks were in there too, so that is some weird thing from the bottom of the box apparently. So, but I'm going to mask make some masterboards. I hope you guys are all well today. I'm going to use the glue stick. I'm going to use my little glue pages. They're glue pages if they're just pages from an old book, and then you don't have to worry about them too much. And then I'm just using Scotch permanent glue stick. You use what glue stick works for you, the glue stick that you like. Sometimes I use this one, sometimes I use the whoe. I have never had any luck with just like the plain ones, like the Elmer's glue kind of ones. I'm putting that in the middle, so that kind of in the middle-ish because it's a big piece. I'm starting with big pieces, I guess. And I'm trying to use pieces that aren't super thick. Like, this one's a little on the heavier side, but like this one I think is at least on 65-pound cardstock. So really it could just be a piece on its own. So that's not even in the right place, to be honest. Let's just go ahead and I know I had it. My deckle edge ruler, that's what I have. Whew. Well, still, it's interesting enough. I might even do it that, ow! My ankle hurts right now, and I keep sitting on it, which is making it hurt worse. All right, I'm not gonna ink. That's gonna take too much time. I kind of want to ink, but I'm not gonna. Then I'm gonna come over here instead. Because why not? All right, this is a little piece. Sometimes I save my little, there's my bowl. My bowl with my prompts and my pens and random craft-a-lunch. Throw that away. Random stuff. Okay. Okay, and I'm just gonna pick out pieces and make masterboards because I have found that if I don't like something, I can always just gesso over it. It's not a big deal. Let's see. Stop overthinking it. Just put it down. The straw paper is a little bit on the thin side, which means my ephemera won't get too thick. Also means I won't be gluing on two sides of it because it makes a nice backing. Sometimes I will use it for backing. So, you know, I should really clean these. Little Murphy's oil soap will do the trick, I'm sure. But for now, if I stand it up there, maybe I'll be able to find it each time. That's kind of a big piece. I'm trying to use up little pieces. Little pieces. Little, well, it's not super little, but littler. I want deckled at the very least. Okay, we'll just stick that there. It's alright. It's fine, it's fine, everything's fine, but I'll try not to say that too much, but I tend to say it a lot. When I'm feeling stressed, you'll know I'm feeling stressed because I will say that. Even though you'd be like, what are you feeling stressed about? There's nothing to feel stressed about. Okay, you know what's kind of funny? I mean, maybe other people feel this way too, but basically, I do this. This is basically one of the things of my small sources of income. I have like 5, 6 little sources of income. This is one of them, doing the YouTube, right? And so I sit here talking to you guys. I do lives and all that, and I'm fine. I'm fine. It doesn't make me super nervous when I do it. I don't even really think about it that much. But when I'm in a Zoom with people I don't know, I get like super nervous and my like adrenaline kicks up because I'm in this Dana K. White of A Slob Comes Clean. She's got a private Facebook group. You got to pay to be in it, but then you get like live Zoom calls and you talk about your wins and it's really kind of cool. So anyway, so this was like my 3rd or 4th Zoom call I've been in, but the first time that I've actually spoken, and I was like, remember when you like give a speech in class or whatever and you get that anxiety, unless you're like an extrovert and you like to give speeches, then you might not know what I'm talking about, but most people have an idea what I'm talking about. And I gotta say that yesterday when I did that, I was stressed. Like I was like, why is this so hard when I do lives on YouTube where there might be like 30 people, but you know, 30 people, I can't see them. Maybe that's it. I can see the people on the Zoom call, kind of, because I don't look at them when I'm actually doing the talking because I'm stressing out so much. Oh my goodness. Like, it's nice to have little circles now and then to like fill those little areas. Want something over here? Alright, so I bought these from Barbara last year, and they're still in my stash, just being in my stash forever and ever. And all these book pages, I gotta use some stuff up. Use it or lose it. It is use it or lose it time, people. That is the mode I'm in. I'm in a use it or use it kind of a mode here. So I've got too much stuff. I'm tired of having too much stuff. I don't need to have too much stuff. I can do better. I can be better. I don't know. Some people don't understand, but there was one of you. Thank you for saying something. Who was in the Take Your House Back course with me. So it is nice to know that. I mean, I know she's not the only one. I know there's other people too that know having too much stuff is not good for you. It's stressful. you watch Dawn the Minimal Mom, you know, she says it all the time. It is stressful to your body and to your brain to have all this clutter around you. And I gotta say, my most cluttered room is definitely my studio. So I will be hopefully working in that some more. I'm not putting it in the same place every time. That's not helpful. Do I want this piece? I mean, I could just put it right there. Sure, why not? We're not overthinking it. Well, we're trying to not overthink it. I can't guarantee that we're not. We're just, it's a goal. It sure would be nice to not overthink it. I mean, I'm just going to cover that if I do that. Kind of like that, though. It's kind of cool. This is from Barbara's thing, too. Alright, these do say that for them to be permanent, you gotta, thanks Mike, you have to go over them twice. So if you have been having trouble with your glue not sticking, maybe that is a problem. Dude, he's so loud when he walks. Why can't he fall asleep on the couch? Sometimes that's what he does, he falls asleep on the couch. But not right now. Ooh, let's come in on the page with that. That's kind of fun. I'm like, I took the time to cut this out. It is getting used somewhere. That little string thing. It's getting used somewhere because I took the time. Alright, I just need one more little piece. What do you do with these master boards? Okay. Well, first of all, a master board, this is a collage board. Master collage board. It is a term that we crafters took over to mean what we wanted it to mean. I don't know if my girl will give the specifics of a master board in the comments like she did the last time. She can, and if she does, I'll pin it, and then you can see what technically a master board is. But that's okay, because we have adopted and adapted the word to mean just collaging, like a bigger piece that you then cut down into smaller pieces. So you just take, whether it's a bigger piece of paper that you then cut down later to be smaller pieces of ephemera. That's what we've taken it over as. I don't know what else you would call that. Masterboard seems pretty good to me. It's just there is a technical term for masterboard, but for the crafter's term, that's what it is. It's just a bigger piece that you either do mixed media on or you collage on. Like it says masterboards. That doesn't mean that I had to collage. I could have done mixed media. It's just a bigger piece that then gets cut down to smaller pieces. But I have tons of scraps, so that's why you're getting me gluing. Let's see, I could. I've also got my medication things just sitting over here. I could use these as well. I will cut it down though so that there's not a giant. It is unwieldy when it's too big. This one's not as bad, but it'll be a little bit easier. Never mind. Let me cut one down smaller. His Dexcom ones are like, wait, are they the ones that are really big, or are they the ones that are like, this one's manageable size? He doesn't need the instructions. He's been using the Dexcom for several years. Yeah, this one's a manageable size. He being my son, my younger son, has type 1 diabetes. So, this is a good thing. And then you can back it, like if it's going to be pockets, you don't need to back it. So you collage on one side and you can back it with some writable paper. Like this could even be considered writable paper because it is, in fact, I might put it on there as writable paper. I might do both sides of this one if I can be real quick about it. Because if it's light, this one's light enough that it will. And also if you do both sides at once, then it does less curling. But if it does curl, because, you know, that can happen. And I don't know if it's the one of these papers is not straight. No wonder all my ephemera's not been straight lately. And this one over here. And then I've got some other scraps up there that are blank and for backing. So I keep my scraps separate. Like I have colorful scraps, neutral scraps, and backing scraps. So blank scraps that could be used for backing ephemera, which I sometimes forget about, and then I just go and use my straw paper or my whatever paper anyway. So in my neutrals, I've got like book pages, some checks. This doesn't look neutral, but it's music paper inside, so that's what makes it neutral. I just stick it in there. So just in old book pages and stuff like that. That's what's in the neutrals. They're nice to have to break up the very colorful stuff when I remember to use them. And then this box is my backing papers, which have like plain papers, or even this would work for me for backing. And just pieces that I've like ripped something off of. So just gonna go ahead and use some of those to back this. And of course, you know, the bigger, oh, and I don't mind that that's on there either, because that can be written on. Totes, that could be totes written on. All right, I'm gonna back this real quick because this is the boring side, so I won't make you watch all that. And something like this, you could leave it as a tag shape, or you could cut it down so it's not a tag shape. And it's okay if the whole tag doesn't show on the back. It's all fine and dandy. I just usually stick them in with the neutrals when they come with a digital, because I never keep my digitals together, which is why telling you where they're from is virtually impossible. Was I clear before when I said you have to, like, say, apply at least 2 strokes, bond items quickly? So that's what I mean. 2 strokes makes it, supposed to make it permanent. Sometimes it depends where you're at. Now, if you wanted neutral tags, that could totally be your front even, but that's going to be my back, my writing side. And I have all of these book pages still. So, I mean, basically, I'm trying to pull out and use, pull out scraps and use. You know what I meant, Eddie. So yeah, that's why you'll see me go over these kind of twice sometimes. This was a book of lovely flowers all over. I'm just gonna, oh, I could have used that side. Some of them, can't tell which side. Just kind of randomly putting them down, turning the page. Let's do a bigger piece over here, maybe. Also going to put that one down randomly, maybe. I'm not opposed to those two being next to each other. Let's see. Why not a piece of this on this side too? Sometimes your glue's so soft you don't need to go over it twice, but today it seems to be getting along a little bit nicer. It's fine. If it goes off the side, it's just going to get trimmed off anyway. Alright. I'm just trying to not be too picky, but be a little bit picky. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, jelly bean? Alright, let me do this long strip all the way down the page. We'll just take out, we could keep that little number, but I mean, can't keep everything. Just saying. Alright, which side? Doesn't matter. Could do the they both, this one has like mostly rest. Like, well, this one's like, it just has no, so I'm using this side. It's a little bit more interesting looking. Just kind of overlap it there. Kind of making it so I have to find smaller pieces, but that's okay too. Some people start on the outside, some people start in the middle, some people don't have a start or finish. That's a little bit busy like that, isn't it? Alright, let's see, this I cut around the clock. It's fine, it's fine. This is a nice neutrally. Alright, we're going to save that piece for fitting into a small spot. Same with that piece. Come on, Darcy, we're supposed to be just grabbing and using. What is wrong with you? Nothing is wrong with me. What's wrong with you? Because I put the purple down. That's what's wrong with me. Oh, isn't that cute? I don't know why it's in my scraps. It's an actual, maybe I was thinking, oh, here we go. This could work nicely. Just gonna put that right there. No, put that one there. Put that one there. And okay, so when you cut down your master boards, it's up to you if you want to see what you're doing and cut them from the front, or if you want to cut them from the back and not see where you're cutting them, and it's a little bit more random and interesting, well, and fun. And we call that blind cutting, because you know, you're not, there's a little something sticking on my, oh, that's what it is. There's a little piece of paper on my fan. I'm not crazy. My mother didn't have me tested though, so you know, could be. All these little pieces from, oh, that's perfect. Okay, no, nothing's perfect. Just get over yourself with the perfect. There is no perfect. But it's good. It's good. It'll work. That's what I'm saying. These are from Tracy Fox Love Junk Journals. I did not even put that the way you thought I was going to, did I? Rebel. We're that rebel without a cause. Just, ow, my ankle. Stop sitting on your ankle, lady. All right, that's a nice neutral piece. I think that's going to be helpful. It's a nice little neutral piece. Just stick it there. It's a little brown for that, but we don't care. That's fine. And see, all of it doesn't make any sense there. Let's put it there. You know, once I free myself to not care, it becomes much more fun. More stressful, because gluing down papers is actually kind of fun if you're not stressing about it. It's when you start stressing about it that you're like, this isn't fun anymore. Okay, it's right there. My fingers get sticky from the glue, so I try not to touch the papers, but then I touch the papers and then I regret that I touched the papers. Alright, like, that's kind of blurry. Alright, sometimes her stuff is a little bit on the blurry side. But that's okay. My stuff's not all perfect either, so I'm not judging. No. Ooh. But not for this. What do we have? We have tons of stuff. A little neutrally ish piece right there. That's good. Stop saying perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. I like to say perfect when something's extra good, I guess. For people that like Dune, don't worry. This was a book from the free bin. It was destined for the trash, so I saved it to use the cover. And then I used the pages for going on. It's fine. There's plenty of Dune books out there. And it's not like an original version or anything, or even close to that, so we're not gonna. Ooh, see, here's another idea for scraps, is to just make little notebooks. That was in there, in case I wanted to use it to make notebooks, I guess. But we're going to stick this little piece of, well, it's washi, so I probably would still need to put something there. Alright, we're going to save that for, because there was a washi, a time for washi that's going to happen in the future with those prompts. Okay, just this corner over here. That is nice and neutral, and it fits perfectly. It fits very well. Well, I have a little bit left over at the bottom, but we're not going to worry about that. That can just get cut off. How about, is that big enough? Yep. Sometimes other colors get mixed in when I'm doing things with my dyeing papers, and they come out extra cool. There it is. Why can't I just put it in the same place every dang time? Alright, so there's another master board. This one is also back, so that's nice. Wait, they'll be ready to use in future projects. I'm going to make a bunch more, and then I'll show you them, because how much collaging can you watch? No, really, I want to know. Please tell me. It's been a couple days since I started that video, so I'll show you the collage boards that I've made. And I think I have time to go ahead and mix media one of these up. I also did some small pieces because I'm just trying to use up my scraps and get them out of my scrap box. And then I need to like make some stuff and get them out of my whatchamacallit box, my to-do box. And then I also did a couple pages in this notebook. This is a notebook that I just kind of keep the pages in there, at least until they're finished. Because I might go back and forth and work on several pages at a time. But also what I did is I kind of sorted scraps by color, so that then I could have them be a little bit more coordinated. So that is an idea that you could do if you have an old notebook. But I like this notebook because the pages are kind of aged, and then I don't have to back them. They're already backed. These are just a bunch of strips, so there's no color correlation with those. This is a lot of teals, turquoises. This page isn't quite finished, but I did that page, and that page, and that page. So yeah, these 3 pages were the other 3 that I did. Kind of took all my scraps up to my room. I have a little table in there that I work on sometimes, and sorted them up there. So now I can have this all like this, and just take this and a glue stick up to my wherever I want to work, and glue stuff down easily. Well, and maybe some pages to probably glue. So yeah, that's an idea. Let's see, I think I want to do this one. So I'm going to take I got a whole big pile over there. We're just going to ignore that. And let's see, I've got some navy blue in here, but I want to use, let me find my paints. My Payne's Gray is what I was looking for. So I've got some yellow ochre, Payne's Gray, and my gesso. I have my gesso. Yes, I do. Well, I got this one. So I will take my palette knife, or you could use a credit card or paintbrush or fingers. Use whatever it is you like to use to just scrape some paint on there. It takes forever to get enough gesso out of there. I'm just using Liquitex gesso, and I'm just going to, especially like where there's connections, but maybe not necessarily every connection, just, I don't know, just going to push it into the background a little bit. A master board, or can be a collage board. As far as what it is, what we call it in the card making, journal making, ephemera making world. For us, a master board, it's just a bigger piece that you can cut down to smaller pieces. I know that there is a more technical term of the origin of it, but we've taken the word over. So, and like I said, if the gal puts the definition down below, oops, I missed a piece, I will pin that so that you guys can see what technically what a master board is. Ooh, missed that one. There's another one. Because, most of these, though that one I backed, you saw, I covered that. Alright, I need a little piece for right here. And I just grabbed that piece. It was the top piece in my scraps box. So I just figured add that on there. I used art glitter glue because I've got some gesso on there, which will make it a little bit harder to stick. Alright, do I have any more gesso here that I can... and the reason I like gesso, it's a primer. It's more opaque. Less opaque than paint. You could use paint, but it will be more opaque. As you can see, some of this gesso is practically disappearing. And of course, this is printed with inkjet, so that one is like totally turning. But for some reason the brown really lets go of some pink. I don't know. But let's get another color on here. I'm thinking a little bit of Payne's Gray, because I don't want to do too much of it. Oh, they only had this in the small Payne's Gray. Look what... This must be an older one. Didn't I just buy a... This can't be the one I just bought. Is that the one I just bought? Is it already almost gone? I didn't realize I needed one. Already. I would have bought one. But it didn't occur to me that I was already... So as you can tell, Payne's Gray is a color I use a lot. Alright, just a little bits here and there. And I may bring back, the dark blue. I have the Twilight in the let's see, this, I was going to use a little bit of the permanent maroon too, but I also just got some violet. But I think permanent maroon will work because there's a little bit of this and a little bit of that, a little bit of pink and whatnot. The maroon is much darker though. Don't worry if you don't like these dark colors, you just use the colors you like. Just because I use them doesn't mean you have to. You use the colors you want and the techniques you want. I mean, yeah, go ahead and follow my techniques if that's what you like. But if it's a little too grungy for you, that's okay too. You don't have to. Well, you could just, you know, you just live vicariously through me and I can make all the mess and you can just watch. You can just watch me make all the mess. How's that sound? That is a heavy body. I got it. Oh, I had a, I went to Michael's yesterday because I had a voucher. Yeah, love a voucher. I love a voucher that allows me to get golden paints. Because it was like, I had a $15 voucher and a $5 voucher. And you can use them at the same time. Because I had wondered about that. I'm like, can I use these at the same time? Yes, yes you can. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow. I think I got too much yellow out though. There we go. Just little bits here and there. It sort of cohesifies it a little bit. That green doesn't really make sense on here, and that's okay. You can just, I mean it does now because now it has yellow and blue on it too. I'm going to take this yellow and find another piece here that might benefit from some yellow ochre. Because why not? I'm just kind of rubbing this flat because I like when you get little rough bits there, especially. Alright, but that one doesn't. What about this one? I mean, you can just take a color. It could be a neutral color. It doesn't have to be like a bright yellow color. You know, that's not a bright color. Muted yellow. It doesn't have to be a bright color. It could be any color. You could take a little bit of brown to it all, a little bit of blue, a little bit of green, whatever, a little cream, whatever it is that you like. Alright, that needs to dry for a minute. So while that dries, what I might do is, so this was just a page from a book. I might even leave this, it was a notebook, I think, or something. It was a vintage ledger paper, I guess. And that was like the back page of it. And this is, so I just turned that into tag, and I might leave that on there because I find that interesting. But let's see, with a little bit of raw umber, maybe? If you're not sure, just start in a small place. You don't have to go crazy with it. Just a, whoops. Oh, that's washi up there, so let's see. That's washi there too. Here and here, the same piece of washi. Alright, there we go. Grunge that one up a little bit. If that's too dark, you just take some cream. I had cream. Unbleached titanium. I did get some more. That's Artsmith. I got Liquitex at Michael's. Was buy one, get one half off. So when I went to Michael's, I also got, okay, it's going to mix with the brown and become that weird color, which is fine. Just a little bit lighter. Looks more gray than tan, which is kind of funny to me. Alright, so that is grunged up. Any of these we want to, oops, this one here might benefit from, oops, don't want to totally cover it. Just a little bit here and there, just to grunge it up a little bit. You could do this with collage pieces. You could do it just with regular, you know, digitals, especially if they've been, especially if they're like completely dry. Browns seem to run more than other colors. That's what I've learned. So yeah, it does look more gray to me than tan, even though it's like cream and brown. So I guess maybe it's like a taupe cafe or latte. I don't know. But you know, use one color, several colors, whatever floats your boat, and just practice. I don't always get the look I want. Sometimes it gets a little bit out of hand. So like I'm getting some on there, and then I'm just kind of like rubbing lightly, and then once most of the paint is off, I'll press down a little bit more. But it's got a different look to it now. And of course, inks and sprays can also be a thing. Just remembering that a lot of these are digital, so you don't want it to run too much. And what I mean by that is, like say I want to spray a little bit of green on here, because I've got quite a bit of green, so a little more green won't hurt, right? But maybe in like these lighter spots, so I won't add water. I'll just do a little spritz of spray. And then it shouldn't shouldn't run quite as bad. And let's see, maybe some antique linen. And just another layer of grunge is what that will add. And I'm not going to move it around or smush it. I'm just going to let it dry like that. Alright, let's go back to this one. Oh my goodness. It's still wet, but that's okay. I have some gathered twigs, which looks very green. Oh, I haven't opened it. Some stuff got in there, I think. I don't know. My eyeballs aren't working. Now, if I remember correctly, the the gathered twigs one is a little bit on the green-brown side, but I could be wrong. I don't want to spray too... The further away you spread, the further out like, the further away you are when you spray it, the further out your droplets will be. Alright, I'm going to dry that and be right back. Okay, and now I'm going to use this stencil, which was a practice cut, so it comes a little bit different if you get it in the store. But this is my Messy Border stencil, and I really like to use it for mark making. It's fun for me. So yeah, I'm just going to use some permanent VersaFine, and in the Twilight. It's a dark blue, and you get a different look when you use a stencil than a stamp, because you know, using the brush is just a little bit lighter, where if I use a stamp with the same ink, it's going to be a lot darker. And a lot of times I will go over a seam just to kind of unify some pieces. And then so these could be used as borders on a page, borders on a tag or whatever, or they could just be used as mark making, which is also fun. Let me grab the Chianti, which is like a burgundy. And just do, don't know what, just something. Just maybe these even. Just to bring in some more. I don't know, do them in the middle, it's fine. These I always want to do on the edge of a page. I don't know why. But we could do the same thing, just kind of bring them across. It's just marks. I'm not going to stress about it. There we go. Here, there, everywhere. And then I do want to bring a little bit of turquoise over. Well, that almost looks turquoise, actually. That works right. But I might still bring a little bit of turquoise over. That's green. Some of these have a thing. Some of these don't have a thing. As far as, you know, I use them for certain colors, but not always. With just a little bit of circles. There we go. That makes make a little bit more sense. And do some stamping as well. Okay, I've got a script stamp here, and I might go ahead and do the fallen leaves with that one. I don't have a lot of black in here, so I'd rather use brown. I mean, there is some black, but it's all right. And I don't know which way these are going to get cut, so I am just going to kind of just randomly here and there do them in different. I don't even know what's going to show. Some shows, some doesn't. And then I also have these plus signs that I like to use. I'm going to use those. Oh, the sun is right in my eyes. My eyeballs are going to get blinded by the light. These are from PM Artist Studio. Well, this is an IMPP, but you can get them not IMPPs. I'm just lucky. And I do like to overlap. So you will see me go like, cut, you know, overlap. That didn't show. Usually it holds more ink than that. I like to overlap my whatchamacallums. What are these called? Patterns. And that might have shown, like I said, I can't see it. There's light in my eyes. Alright, so I think we're good on this. Some of my drop papers end up the best because, you know, I don't care and I just put stuff down. And then you end up with cool stuff. Okay, I'm going to blind cut this. I talked about that earlier, I think. You can cut it from the front, see what you're doing, or cut it from the back and not see what you're doing and get some cool stuff. So, you can cut it with a cutting thing or you can cut it with scissors. Today, I'll cut it with this. Oh, I already backed it. Nice. Alright. I'm going to do some about 4 inches. So I'll have some like really big tall tags which practically cover a page. Also I could cut them down to smaller tags if I so desire. I'm going to do some at 3.5 inches. Alright, and then this is, or we'll do one at, this is about 6 inches. So I'm going to do 6 by 3. See how many I can get. Probably get 3. I don't know how much the last one will be. 6 by 3. And the last one is 2.5. And I cut my big papers down. Should we do one of these? So these are, I'll do it blind though, she said. What is it? 8.5. So 6, 7. So I'm going to just cut 2.5 inches off of this. Give or take. So there we go. We have that one and that one. This is a tall one because I do like to have big tall ones sometimes. I'm going to cut this one down to 5.5-ish. 5.5. There we go. So there's, ooh, still wet down there. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here's that. And that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. And I will also cut down one that we did not mix media up. Do a similar cut since they're similar sizes. So a couple 4-inch. I did a, let's see, I'll do this one 3. This one isn't as long, I don't think. Which makes this one about 6. Yeah, this one wasn't as long. So we'll do a couple at 3. Yeah, this one is now 5.5. So I'm going to cut it at 3 this way, turning it a little bit. So now they're like 5 by 3. And this one that's 4 inches, I will cut at 6. And there we go. So we have that piece and that piece and that, and they're already backed, so they're ready to be used to go in something. And that. See, even if you use like a little tag and only part of it shows, it still looks cool as a piece. So, you know, you could cut it down, or use, where's the other, oh, here's the other half, and you wouldn't even know that that was part of the other thing. It just looks kind of cool. So now I have some unfinished ephemera that will be made into stuff in a future journal, I guess. Let's see, I had a poppy down here, and I was like, I could use this on one of these, and it would look really nice. One of those or one of these. I don't need anything super Need a smaller one, but not too small, actually. No. I know, it's kind of a red poppy. Would work on. And I reserve the right to cut any of these down. So yeah, you know, you could just put that on there with, I had a quote here a minute ago. You could put a quote or a label down there and it would look really cool. So yeah, that's a little bit wrinkled up piece of poppy, isn't it? So that is that for today. The Ready Set Stash, hosted by Meg at Chasing Retro on YouTube. Go check her out. Go check out the other people with the hashtag, and I hope you all have a delightful day. Love you.